Illuminati and she know it already. Shake a money maker, now it's raining like confetti.
Welcome to the belly of the beast, the den of the Illuminati, home of the almighty media. That's how powerful we are, that's how influential we are, and we're not stopping anytime soon, so get used to it. This is the Black Ops division of Flow Sports. We're dropping nuclear bombs today. Welcome to the Who's Number One podcast. Got a big week coming up, the biggest week in Who's Number One history, one of the biggest weeks in grappling or jiu-jitsu history, one of the biggest matches of all time going down this weekend, Sunday in Frisco, Texas. Who's Number One? Tezos, Who's Number One? Gordon Ryan versus Felipe Pena, presented by Fat Tire coming up. Joining me as always, Corey Stockton, Razor Reed, Connell in the back, Connor Josh, and on the YouTube chat if you got any questions for him. Maybe we'll do a little fan interaction today if you guys got any questions for us. But I mean, man, what a big-time week. The site's popping off. I mean, this is going to be one of the biggest events of all time. Mm-hmm. I mean, what are you most looking forward to this weekend, Corey?
There's no bigger rematch in the history of jiu-jitsu, really, than Felipe Pena versus Gordon Ryan. So that for me is obviously the number one match. No time limit, so can Pena get the sub again, or does Gordon Ryan finally seal the deal on Felipe Pena?
Yeah, so much history, so much have gone into this build-up. You know, if you guys haven't seen the Road to Who's Number One video that we made, put up on YouTube just a couple days ago, definitely check that out. Gives you the full backstory of how Felipe beat Gordon 2 times before, how we got here to this third match. And, dude, I mean, there's so many good matches. J-Rod Couch is an incredible match. Of course, Rafael Lovato Jr., you know, taking on Nicholas Meregali. So many great matches on the card. But holy shit, man. The top one, Gordon Ryan, Felipe Pena. It finally gets settled August 7th. Can't wait.
We're getting spoiled. And then like a month after that, we're going to have Gordon versus Galvao. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, man, yeah, great content coming out. Check out the Road to Who's Number One. It's on our YouTube, narrated by Tim Kennedy. One of the best pieces of content FloGrappling has ever put together. Great preview video. And then we got vlogs coming out, daily vlogs coming out. We just put up the first one made by Trey of Gordon. You guys got to go check out this vlog. Check out Gordon's new look. It's pretty ridiculous, pretty hilarious. But, yeah, I'm looking forward to this event. Connor, what do we got going on online? Any of your friends in there?
We actually do have one or two of the old friends. We got Gary S. in here. What's up?
Who's Gary S.? The GS?
No.
Wedge?
Different
Okay.
GS.
Okay.
But we actually have a few Pena fans in here.
What are they saying?
They said Pena via heel hook, they said, on Gordon. They said whoever doesn't think Pena has a chance to win is legit delusional. So, you know, usually we show up with a bunch of Gordon people flooding the comments. Pena's showing out today. It's an interesting come up. But if you guys
confident.
Yeah, if you guys have any questions for us or, you know, anything about Who's Number One, drop in the YouTube chat. I'll field them to you as they come, man.
All right, so we're going to be talking the betting lines for this event. I'm really excited to see what these are. Corey, which line you want to talk about first?
Let's start at the top, huh? Let's start with Gordon Ryan, Felipe Pena. Gordon Ryan minus 500. That
800.
seems minus 800. That seems unusually low. Typically, Gordon's minus 1250, minus 2500, minus 4000. So
Look, he's showing Felipe a little respect.
Yeah. A little bit of respect to the 2-0 Felipe Pena here. It's a no time limit match, so obviously there's only an over 30 and an under 30. Under 30 set it minus 185. I think that's a little bit skewed given the fact that I see no way that this match is going to go under 30 minutes.
I hope it goes under 30 minutes. Yeah, I mean, Gordon has said in interviews that he's going to break Felipe and then tell him only 45 more minutes. But we'll see. Gordon's pivoted. I mean, he brought out his envelope last time, and he pivoted to an RNC instead of the smother tap. So, yeah, it'll be interesting. What are you thinking, Reed? Over 30, under 30?
Yeah, just so many question marks. You know, I know a lot of people think that Gordon's going to go out there and kind of blow the doors off Felipe. And, you know, I might have thought that too until I kind of saw Felipe, heard from Felipe, saw how serious he's taken this match. You know, I think Felipe is coming ready. He knows how big of a match this is. You know, I think it's going to be, you know, a little bit more competitive than maybe I originally thought. You know, I like the over. I think over 30 makes sense. But, man, minus 800, that's a little too steep for me, to be honest, to put money on Gordon there. I don't know.
I mean, over 30 seems almost like a lock to me. But I mean, even Gordon's matches that are 30-minute time limits usually go like, 20-something minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Gordon minus 800. I mean, it's hard to bet against Gordon at this point. I mean, especially with how ridiculously good he looked against Pedro Moreno looked just insanely good against Pedro Moreno. I mean, just.
But if you're a Felipe fan and you've been in the room or you've been seeing the secret sauce, you got confidence in Felipe, there's money to be made if Felipe wins here, for sure.
I feel like everybody, like, the go-to thing, like, my intuition is like, all right, well, it's Gordon, unbeatable, 55 wins in a row. Just been killing everybody. Killed Pedro a couple weeks ago, easy. But it's almost like Felipe acts like he knows something we don't.
Exactly.
Like
I know.
Felipe acts like this is a lock for him.
Mm-hmm. He's so calm and just like kind of chill about it. I'm like, man, what does this guy know that we don't?
The big problem to me is Gordon is so good from bad positions. If you ever watch him train, he's always just like putting himself in the bottom mount, letting people arm lock him. He's so good at escaping stuff. So it's like even if Felipe does get on an arm or get on his back, like, he's going to be difficult to finish Gordon.
I will say this too: if you are the kind of person that likes to put money, that wants to put money on Gordon, there's no better time to do it, really. Gordon is typically minus 2,500, right? Minus 3,000, minus 4,000, minus 5,000. So if you're going to make a bet on Gordon, now's the time. Now's the best upside. But you're right. Felipe Pena does pose a special threat in that his confidence is kind of it's vibrant, right? You can feel that he knows something. He has something up his sleeve. So a little scary to make that to make that bet.
I feel like usually Gordon always has the upper hand, like like mentally too. When guys go into these matches, these big matches, no match is bigger than a Gordon Ryan match. The lights are shining on you. There's media. There's documentaries being made, and I feel like Gordon always, like Conor McGregor, can just cut right through that stuff and has the advantage over most people. But honestly, I feel like Felipe does that too. Felipe is really good when the light shines on him. He doesn't feel the pressure. So I think they both kind of have that strong skill set in that they mentally can handle the moment really well.
Felipe loves the trash talk too. He doesn't back down to trash
Exactly.
talk. Doesn't let it fluster him. There's two things here that I look at basically as locks. I mean, over 30. I don't see this going under 30. I mean, these guys are both just too good. And Gordon. I just think Gordon, no time limit, is basically going to beat anybody. I think Felipe will be a lot tougher than his other matches on who's number one. But I'd have to go no time limit. I got to go with Gordon over anyone, especially after how good he looked against Pedro. Looked unstoppable. Connor, what are they saying online?
We actually just put a poll in the chat to see who they would put their money on, and 90% of the chat said they'd put their money on Gordon. So they're following some of your guys' advice. We did have a question though.
Okay.
We've seen a lot more of Gordon than Pena, obviously, especially very recently. We kind of know what he's working on and what he's game planning for, or at least we can make some guesses. What do you guys think Pena will come out with? What's Pena's game plan to come out and take Gordon? Do you think he tries to take the back off the same leg lock? I mean, I can't really expect him to game plan for that again, but what would you guys do?
Wouldn't it be crazy if he just kind of left his leg hanging out there, right? So go ahead and take it. He had the same back take third time in a row. So
I think Felipe is pretty confident that he's got better wrestling. If you watch the Road to number one, he thinks he's got better wrestling. So I think he thinks he's going to end up on top and dictate the pace of this thing. If that happens, we'll see. I mean, now that Felipe's publicly said several times he has better wrestling, I'm sure Gordon will try to prove a point, try and take him down. But we'll see. I think that's what Felipe's thinking.
Yeah, I think Felipe thinks that if he gets on the back of anybody in the world, he can choke them. He can submit them, and so I think he'll be hunting for the back the entire time. I think that's his avenue to victory.
Yeah, that's been his path to victory, not just against Gordon twice in the past, but against just about anybody he's ever faced. Right? If Felipe gets on the back, he is at the top of the top. So that's got to be his game plan. I wouldn't be surprised too if he was saying that Gordon can't wrestle, that he's a better wrestler than Gordon, to get Gordon to wrestle. If you know how to kind of if you know the way Gordon's mind works, you know that he won't back down from a challenge, and if you call him out, that is the ultimate disrespect, and he's going to try and prove you wrong. So don't be surprised if Felipe's playing some mind games, right? And then saying I'm better here, I'm better there, because he wants to get Gordon to take that bait.
True.
Perhaps if Felipe playing mind games with this guy. I mean, after what he did to Pedro, that was like torture out there. I wouldn't want to piss him off. But all right, let's go on to the co-main event. Rafael Lovato Jr. versus Nicholas Meregali. Who do they got favored here?
Favorite is very slight towards Meregali, who's minus 165 to Lovato's plus 135. The over 10 minutes is the favorite at minus 300, and Meregali by submission is a slight favorite at plus 100.
Meregali by submission, Over 10 minutes seems pretty safe to me. Nicholas is both of his nogi matches have gone pretty down to the wire, I feel like, and Lovato's not going to be an easy one. I could see.
Yeah, he has submitted both of them though, right?
He won by submission. He won by submission over 10 minutes, I believe, in both of them. So if you could do like a parlay, Nicholas by submission over 10 minutes, but it's going to be tough to tap Lovato. I think there's probably going to be a lot of wrestling in this match. We've seen Nicholas before when it work is wrestling. I think Lovato is going to be a better wrestler than the guys Nicholas has gone against, so it's going to be interesting. What do you guys think about this one?
Yeah, there's a lot of. I'd say wrestling is a. It's very likely that this match kind of starts and ends on the feet, right? This match isn't just about these two heavyweights who are going to want to fight for top position. They're both dominant on top, but there's also a lot of ADCC implications, right? So both guys are working their way into the ADCC mentality. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if this takes some time on the feet. We get to see a little bit more of Nicholas Meregali's kind of single leg, his wrestling attack game there. But I think it really goes down to whoever ends up on top. So I'd say, yeah, over 10 is a good call here at minus 300. Really tough for me to call who wins this. Meregali's looked so good in his last two matches, 2-0, 2 submissions, but Lovato is one of the best of all time.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, Meregali just has looked so dominant on the Who's Number One stage. He really just dominated Brother Grout in the last match and, had a dominant performance over Arnaldo Maidana. So, yeah, I can definitely see why Meregali is the favorite. You can't forget about Rafael Lovato Jr., of course, OG of the game. But I think Nicholas just a little bit more his time at the moment. This will be a big test for Nicholas. But to be honest, I kind of like the Meregali by submission, plus 150. I think that entices me the most.
Connor, what are the Legends chat saying online?
The ledges in the chat. The legends? Ledges? What's plural for ledge?
I don't know. Legends?
They're saying we got 75% on Nicholas Meregali, but our very own Jordan Butler from Pedigo Submission Fighting is in the chat. He thinks it baffles him that folks think Meregali is going to beat Lovato. So we got some naysayers in there. I'm kind of leading with Jordan Butler. I think Lovato has a lot more nogi experience here. And, nothing I saw from Meregali in the last few Who's Number Ones gives me a lot of confidence to call that a surefire win for him. So I'm going to go Lovato.
All right. So
Definitely a big step up for Meregali, for sure.
let's keep it moving along. On to the third match from the top here will be Mika Galvao versus Alan Sanchez. Alan Sanchez, EBI champ, right?
Yep.
Mika Galvao is looked pretty good on Who's Number One so far. He's like 5-1 or 6-1 or something. Coming off winning Worlds at 18, ADCC Trials winner, could become the youngest Worlds and youngest ADCC winner in the same year potentially. This kid's a superstar. He's got to get through Alan Sanchez, though. Corey, what are our lines here?
Mika, the favorite at minus 550 against Allen's plus 375. The under 10 minutes slight favorite at minus 135. And Galvao by submission, the most likely at minus 150.
Big fan of Alan Sanchez, for sure. This is his Who's Number One debut. Mika's been on here a couple of times. I feel like a lot of people know Mika, but really excited that Alan Sanchez is going to get a shot here on Who's Number One. Been watching him for a while. And, obviously huge task, huge mountain to climb here for Alan Sanchez. It'll definitely be kind of probably one of the toughest fights of his career. But Alan has that 10th Planet game. He's tricky. He's unorthodox. He's going to be bringing some things that Mika probably has never seen before. I'm not sure how much 10th Planet stuff they know down there in Manaus. I think Alan will have some tricks up his sleeve to throw at Mika, and we're going to see how Mika kind of responds to some of these unorthodox techniques and stuff like that. So I think it's a fun style matchup. I think obviously Mika is the favorite. He's dominated some of the best lightweights, in the world. So this is just a fun style matchup to me. I'm excited to see what Alan Sanchez can throw at Mika Galvao.
Man, you got to think if you're Alan Sanchez, you got to come out and just kind of throw all of your weapons out right off the bat, right? Because Mika, one thing we've seen about him over and over is he likes to kind of lean on guys and wear them out and really get them playing his game. And once he's gotten the ball rolling, he takes control of the whole match. So I think for Alan, he's just gotta let it rip, right, and let everything go. And if he loses by submission, so be it. But he's got to take every chance he can as soon as he can.
Man, you know what I would like if I was betting on these matches? Just betting on these guys by submission, like Mika Galvao, Meregali, Gordon, Mesquita, some of these people, that even if they're killing the other person, they're going to be just balls to the wall, just trying to tap the person up to the very last second. So these people aren't going to let you down. They're going to at least try their hardest to go out there and get the tap. None of them want to coast to a decision. Like, I would feel really confident betting Mika Galvao by a submission just because I know it's so likely and he's going to get after it. But all right, let's keep it moving. Bia Mesquita versus Elizabeth Clay. Bia Mesquita is a 135-pound champ. This one's up at featherweight, 145-pound champ. Bia Mesquita, the Lady Goat, one of the greatest females of all time. ADCC champ, won IBJJF Worlds a million times. Going against Elizabeth Clay. Elizabeth's been on Who's Number One a few times. Had a great match against Gabby Garcia a couple years ago. This line's a little bit closer than I figured it'd be. I figured Bia would be a bigger favorite. What do you think about this one, Corey?
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking that Bia would be a bigger favorite here just based on her resume, right? Liz Clay has had a ton of matches on Who's Number One. She's going to be maybe slightly bigger than Bia here, but Bia has fought everybody and has won in such a high percentage of her matches.
Have they fought before?
Not that I can think
Never
of.
fought?
No.
I mean, even like the size, like Bia beats girls up in absolutes all the time,
Right.
you know? So it's like, I don't see the size being that big of a factor. I mean, I feel like Bia is taller than Elizabeth Clay, and Bia's pretty strong too. I think there's going to be a tough matchup for Elizabeth. We've seen Elizabeth's got a tough guard to pass, but I mean, Bia's so relentless. I'm surprised that, if Mika's minus 500 or whatever, I'm surprised Bia's only minus 155. That one surprised me a little bit.
Yeah, it just doesn't seem worth it to put money on Liz when Bia is kind of so close right there.
Mesquita by submissions plus 200. I think this is, no offense to Elizabeth Clay, but I mean, she's going up against a legend here. I think these Bia Mesquita bets are the best ones I've seen so far.
I can't think of the last time Liz Clay was submitted, though. I mean, she endured that long match with Gabby Garcia, right? She's survived so many matches.
Was she at the Who's Number One championship?
She was, yeah.
Did she get submitted there? No.
I don't think so.
Okay.
No, I can't think of the last time that Liz has been submitted. Her guard
I
is
think she took third.
right.
Yeah, I think she'd be Aaron, right?
Yeah. So I mean, if Bia can do it, credit to her. But I'd say that's probably why the odds makers here are leaning away from Mesquita by submission. But yeah, it would be a really big, I think, milestone for Bia to beat Liz by submission, as so few have, and then go into ADCC and try for her second title.
Yeah, definitely a generational clash here for sure. Bia Mesquita was winning black belt world championships before Elizabeth probably had even started jiu-jitsu. So definitely Bia is the OG legend here. Big opportunity for Liz Clay to take out. People call Bia Mesquita the lady goat, the lady greatest of all time. She's got so many titles, so this would be a huge opportunity for Elizabeth to come out here and beat one of the best of all time. She's certainly capable of doing it. Let's see if she can do it on the night.
Shout out to Bia Mesquita's dad. He's a party animal. I was partying with him in Rio. I hope he's at
Ledge.
ADCC. Big time ledge. Oh yeah, that guy. You can't be around. He's one of these guys you can't be around and not get wasted. Old Mesquitone. Connor, what are they saying with the poll? Mesquita versus Clay.
They are saying 80% goes to Bia Mesquita.
Okay.
We got some people in the chat that kind of go another way, but in the words of EG3 Fishing, Bia Mesquita's just on another level, they think. I think that's fair. You look at Liz Clay's last few performances, it looks like someone or some people have figured something out about her game and seem to have shut it down recently.
Yeah.
We got any funny comments in there? What are they saying? Did they say anything crazy in there?
Well, someone said Felipe was going to win via smother choke, so we'll see how that one comes through.
Can you imagine the look on everybody's face? Felipe has Gordon him out. He's doing the smother choke to him. You just hear Gordon making Can you imagine just the jaws dropped around the room where everyone's like, what the hell is going on?
That's the thing about this match. Is just like, dude, it is so many question marks. Literally anything could happen on Sunday night. It's gonna be insane.
I can't wait. The press conference, the weigh-ins, everything's gonna be.
I'm excited for the press conference. Actually, yeah.
It's gonna be a good time. Up next, I believe, is the first match of the main card: Jacob Couch versus J-Rod. What are we working with here?
Couch, the slight underdog here, plus 150 to J-Rod's favorite at minus 185. Odds makers have it going over 10 minutes, minus 225, and J-Rod by decision is the slight favorite, plus 115.
So this match at 185 pounds, Couch got to cut down to that. J-Rod just walks around with that, so Couch probably be a little bit bigger. J-Rod, West Coast Trials champion. Couch took third at the East Coast Trials in Atlantic City. Couch by submissions plus 200. I mean, This one's tough to call. This is one I wouldn't put money on because it's
Yeah.
like Couch could go out and heel hook him in the first 2 minutes, or J-Rod could go out there and get his ass kicked for 10 minutes, and all of a sudden turn on another gear and then take his back. So you never know with this one.
Yeah, and I'd have to say this match really comes down to, it's for me for the same reason kind of untouchable as far as betting goes, but it comes down to how long it goes, right? If it's a sprint, I have Jacob Couch winning it. If it's a marathon, J-Rod wins it, and that doesn't matter what happens in the first 12 minutes of the match, right? J-Rod could be losing for the first 12 and turn it around. But if this goes the distance, I think it goes to J-Rod. If it's a quick submission, it's Couch's.
Yeah, this is an incredible match. Definitely probably the hardest match to call on the card for sure. Both these guys on the come up. Both these guys have the potential to be the kind of future of jiu-jitsu, future, 185-pound WNO champions, future ADCC medalists for sure. Both these guys are young in their career. The sky's the limit for both of them. So huge match to see who kind of gets that foot out in front of the other. Jay's been on fire recently, of course, ADCC trials winner and everything like that. Jacob Couch looking for a little bit of redemption, I feel like, after ADCC trials, looking to take out the eventual trials winner there. So a lot on the line for this one. Mo Jassam is going to be watching this match pretty close. So it should be a huge one. Couch by submission plus 200. Rodriguez by submission minus or plus 155. I feel like this one ends in a submission. I feel like it does.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's got to be one of these guys. So I'd put money on submission.
What's the poll saying, Connor?
We got 52. I'm going to end it right now so no one floods it and makes me look like I'm wrong. We got 52% of people, 54% of people going for Jacob Couch.
Okay.
That's how close it is.
I
Pretty
titled
close.
the poll "The People's Champ," because I think this is one of those where, I think,
I love both these guys.
yeah, each athlete has electrified the crowd in their
Yeah.
really own way. So that's kind of how I'm seeing this one at
J-Rod,
least.
though, J-Rod's such a beast, dude. Every match he just gets his back take or he's a bottom turtle, and all of a sudden he just turns it on and beats the crap out of people.
Yeah,
So.
and you wonder where he gets that, right? But if you go back and watch some of those matches we have on the site now with him and Nicky Ryan,
Yeah.
you understand exactly how J-Rod has gotten so good so quickly. You have somebody like Nicky crawling on your back,
Yeah,
a
really,
couple times a day.
really good stuff, those 2 rounds with him and Nick. Yeah.
I think you get a favor kind of Couch in the first 15 minutes and then J-Rod in the latter 15 minutes. Or, it's first half of the match and the second half of the match.
But the cool part is, one of the frustrating things about watching Couch is everyone's so afraid of his leg locks. You can run into people that refuse to engage, and J-Rod don't play that. J-Rod's always coming for
It's going to be a
it.
scrap.
Yeah. Go fuck. All right, moving on to the prelims. So these next 2 matches are going to be free on the FloGrappling YouTube. The event kicks off at 8 o'clock Central Time on Sunday. The second prelim of the night is Fabricio Andre versus Fabian Ramirez. Fabricio Andre, black belt world champion in the gi, ADCC trials winner, going against Fabian Ramirez from Who's Next. The guy, you might remember him, he wears a sailor hat, right?
Captain's hat, yep.
Captain's hat. So Fabian has done a couple matches with us, but they both have been against much bigger guys. Now he's got someone his size. This is a tough opponent. Fabricio Andre, the Hokage. This guy is one of the most exciting competitors of all time, in my opinion. Go check out on our YouTube. We put up a highlight of like 7 or 8 of his submissions from ADCC trials. What are the lines here, Corey?
Fabricio Andre, the favorite, minus 500. Fabian plus 335. The under is also the favorite at minus 175, under 10 minutes. And Fabricio by submission, minus 140, the favorite there. I've been so excited to get Fabricio onto Who's Number One finally,
Perfect
right?
for it, yeah.
Thankfully, we got to see him in no-gi at ADCC trials, and he fit exactly the mold, right? Went out and hit some flashy submissions, a couple inverted triangles from like a nowhere upside down guard.
Yeah.
Man, I think Fabricio's got to be the money here, right? He's won it. He's been there. He's done that. And Fabian very much on the come up. Fabricio, despite only having like 7 or 8 no-gi matches in his black belt career, already has proven that he belongs at the top of the iceberg.
Yeah, of course he's training there with Diogo and Mika Galvao out there in Manaus. But yeah, I like this match for Fabricio. Again, Fabian is a young guy on the come up, but he's a tricky guy, another 10th Planet guy who kind of has these kind of weird submissions and stuff like that. Or I'm sorry, not a 10th Planet guy, but just has kind of a tricky game. I think he's going to be hunting for leg locks on Fabricio. I'm not sure we've seen Fabricio in too many of these kind of leg lock exchanges. So I think, Fabian is going to be able to test him in some places that maybe he has some weaknesses, and we're going to see some stuff from Fabricio that we've never seen before. Obviously, an electrifying athlete, super exciting, super explosive. So pumped that he's going to bring that to the Who's Number One stage.
Connor, what are the results of your poll?
Our poll is 96% for Fabricio Andre. Yeah, hard to deny. He's so exciting, so fun to watch. If you guys haven't seen the vlog that Atlantic City Troy made in Manaus, you guys have got to check it out. I think Fabricio proved why he's like the Joker of jiu-jitsu. His horrifying laugh and his crazy personality. Lots of fun.
All right, up next, the real main event, kicking it off with the real main event of this card. The Baby Shark Diogo Hayes going up against the Giant Slayer Esteban Martinez at 145 pounds. Esteban's still going to be undersized, even though it's at 145.
This is the first match of the card? This one?
Very first one, yeah. What are you thinking of this, Corey?
What a way to kick it off. Baby Shark minus 325, the favorite to Esteban's plus 265. Oddsmakers have it going over 10 minutes minus 400. And fight of the night potential minus $1 billion. Yeah, this is going to be the match of the night for sure. Esteban does not slow down. Diogo is going to bring it to him. I see no way that this match does not take everybody out of their seats.
Man, I mean, you got to favor Diogo to win this thing, but I would not bet on Diogo by submission, even though he's a heavy favorite, just because nobody can tap Esteban.
True.
Nobody in his weight class, at least, right? The only time I've ever seen him submit is when he's given up 100 pounds.
Mikey got on his back several times and couldn't finish it.
Yeah.
What are you thinking about this one, Reed?
Yeah, this is a great match. I haven't seen too much of Diogo over the years. And we've seen a lot of Esteban. I thought he had a great performance at the ADCC West Coast Trials. There, you go back and watch his matches. He had a bunch of crucifix submissions. He's got that crucifix where he'll just find that crucifix position from literally anywhere. It's pretty awesome to watch. If you guys haven't seen Esteban. And then, of course, the Mikey match where he's throwing backflips left and right. Esteban, super exciting guy.
Has that ever worked?
Did it work?
Has it ever worked? I've seen him try it 100 times. I don't think it's ever worked.
It certainly didn't work on Mikey.
Yeah.
It's his jab.
Yeah.
Backflip pass.
Yeah.
So both these guys super excited to get Diogo into the mix and show the world, Diogo and his jiu-jitsu as well. So I don't mind taking Esteban in this one. I think it's maybe a good bet, just plus 265. I think he get it done.
Yeah, I mean Diogo's a beast. I mean, he beat Hokage and Pato at those trials
True.
in Brazil.
True.
What's the poll saying, Connor?
The polls have actually a lot more even than the last few. 67% of the chat believe that Diogo is going to take this
67,
one.
so
they got it for Baby
the
Shark.
chat going to him?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so this is all going down Sunday night, 8 o'clock Central Time. First two matches free on our Facebook and YouTube. The rest of it only on FloGrappling.com. Tezos, Who's Number One? Gordon Ryan versus Felipe Pena, presented by Fat Tire. We didn't even got to tell you to watch it. We know if you're watching the show, you're going to be watching this match, one of the biggest matches of all time. There's still spots, I believe, right, Connor, for the Mika Galvao seminar if you're in the Dallas area. How do they sign up for that, Connor?
You can go to our Instagram and just follow the link in our bio for signing up.
Anybody got anything to say before we get out of here?
No, man, can't wait for the weekend. Just remember, it's a Sunday event, so make sure you get out of church early and then go to FloGrappling.com and tune in because you're not going to want to miss this one, man.
All right, take it easy. God bless you.
They say time don't wait for no man, so I gotta get it now. Had to pick myself up just so I could put it down. Cause won't nobody giving no handouts.